Hello class, welcome to EE1 class. So, this is our first video lecture on our subject. Now, let's have a review some of the topics that we have already discussed in our Physics 41 last semester, in which gagamitin natin dito sa EE1 natin, which is very useful ito sa upcoming lectures natin. First, let's review what is Ohm's law. Ohm's law states that the voltage V across a resistor is directly proportional to the current flowing through a resistor. So we have here, yun nga, yung sa Ohm's law natin, we have V, we have V is directly proportional to our current. So to eliminate this proportionality here, proportion dito, we make it a proportional constant. We have this V is equal to Ki, and that K is yung resistor natin. Now we have this one. We have, for the formula na Ohm's law, we have V is equal to IR. And also, we can also have the value of resistor if given natin yung voltage natin at saka current natin in that certain element. And we have this 1 ohm is simply equal to 1 volt per ampere. Now we have also this formula. If we have the resistivity constant, we have the length and the area. We have length in meters, we have the area in meter squared. We have this, pa rin natong gamitin if we have this certain here. So we have here, we have the cross-sectional area, and also we have the length of that certain material. We have also the resistivity constant for aluminum, gold, silver, and so on and so forth. Any types of material has a resistivity constant. Now, what is short circuit? Short circuit is a circuit element with resistance approaching zero. Like this one. Kung titingnan natin if this is a certain element, if this element is short-circuited, titingnan natin yung current natin dito can flow freely with no restriction. As we can see, resistance natin dito, the ability to resist this current is what? Zero. Since we have zero resistance using Ohm's law, we have V is equal to IR. We have a value for current, yet we don't have value for R. So, ang voltage dyan is simply zero. And then, how about open circuit? Open circuit is a circuit element with resistance approaching infinity. Bakit sinabing approaching infinity? Why? Because, as you can see, yung current natin is not able to pass in this terminal. As you can see, putol siya. And yun nga, as we have discussed, that current is analogous to water. Now, we have here the current cannot flow in this direction, in this terminal here. Now we have a current of zero, and also we have resistance of infinite kasi nga open circuit siya, and also we concluded that resistance mo is infinite kasi nga yung current mo cannot flow here. But then, even though this is open circuit siya, meron tayong ditong voltage or potential difference in this terminal. Now, if we have this resistance, which is, yung unit niya is Ohm's law, in ohms, we have also this conductance. Now, yun nga, yung resistance nga natin is defined as the ability to resist the current flow. In opposite naman dyan, we have the conductance. This is the ability of an element to conduct electricity current, which is measured in Mohs or Siemens. We have this one. So, kung ang resistance is siya yung nagre-resist sa pag-flow ng current mo, Opposite naman dito yung conductance mo. Ito yung nag-a-allow na mag-flow yung current natin. As you can see, we have G is equal to 1 over R or I over V. We have this yung unit niya. Now, let's move on dito sa nodes, branches, and loops. Kailangan natin i-identify yung what is node, branches, and loops. Why? Kasi nga, especially when identifying a certain circuitry, kailangan natin alam, we need to know what certain part of that circuitry. We have this branch circuit, we have this node. Now, what is branch? A branch represents a single element such as voltage source or a resistor. Pwede natin sabihin din na branch circuit yung a certain current source. So, yan. From the definition itself, single element. So, we have a branch circuit. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 branch circuits. Now, how about node? Ang node niyan is a point of interconnection between two or more branches. Now we have this. We have this branch A, branch B, and we also have this here na branch C. We have 3 branches. Now, kung titingnan natin dito, if ever man, makita natin na yung dito banda is magkaroon ng resistance. Let us say dito, magkaroon tayo dito ng resistance dyan if we have resistance there. So, magkakaroon tayo ng another branch. Kung mapapansin nyo, bakit ito pinangalanan ng isang branch lang, though kung titignan natin, parang tatlo sila, pero hindi yan. Kung titignan nyo, we can transform this circuitry into this na circuitry. Titignan natin, we have this one, A. We have here, isang node lang yan dyan. And also, we have this one. Itong tatlong to is isang node lang yan. And also, this one here, we have here na isang node lang yan. But then, if may resistance nga dyan, pinamagitan siya ng resistance, voltage, or current source, dito, magiging isang branch to, tapos another separate branch itong dito naman. So, I hope it is clear for us. So now, we have already discussed in our Physics 41 class, what is series and what is parallel. Now, again, two or more elements are in series if they are cascaded or connected sequentially or consequently carrying the same current. So we have same current. So we have, if we have the circuitry, diba, we have here, ganito, yan. Sasabihin natin na series sila if and only if yung current na nagfo-flow is the same. Kung ano yung current na nagfo-flow dito is the same din yung current na nagfo-flow dyan. If you have I and I din dito. And also, yung term na cascaded is yung magkatabi. We have here cascaded. Yung dito. We have here, tapos here, itong yung resistance and resistance also dito. Yan yung tinatawag na cascaded. Now, how about parallel? Two or more elements are in parallel if they are connected to the same nodes and consequently have the same voltage across them. We have here. So we have here ganyan. So we have here na if we have this certain resistor, we have here R1 tsaka R2 dyan. So, sasabihin natin na parallel sila if and only if their voltages are equal. And also, kung titignan natin, they are connected in the same node. Two nodes siya kung titignan natin. Now, we have here. Now, hindi mo masasabi na parallel yung certain circuitry if and only if mayroong namangitan dito na resistant. But, R1 or R2 are not parallel, pero pwede natin, if we name this one R3, pwede natin sabihin na yung R1 mo is in parallel with the series combination of R2 at saka R3. Kung titignan natin, ito at saka ito are in series. So, the series combination of these two is in parallel with the R1 natin na resistor. Kindly review natin yung series at saka parallel natin. At what characteristic na meron sila and also in opposite with the series. Yun nga. So as a review, yung dito mo, if wala itong R1 mo, we have, let's erase this one. If we have here, yun nga. So if we have here na yun, so we have here node connected. Yan na. If they are parallel, we have V1 is equal to V2 kasi nga parallel. And this one also, if they are in series, ang current mo sa R1 is equal to current mo sa R2. Yun yung sa series at saka parallel. And also, natakal na natin kung paano ba kumuha ng R equivalent doon sa series at saka parallel. So we have here, let's mention na natin dito. So how to have the R equivalent of a series at saka yung sa parallel natin. So, paano kumuha ng R equivalent? R equivalent sa series. Alam naman natin to kasi na-review na natin to. I mean, natakal na natin to sa Physics 41. But then, for the sake of this subject, which is gagamitin kasi to, itong mga certain topic na to, we need to review those things. Or, I think, for the sake of the students na hindi pa niya na masyadong na-master yung series at saka yung parallel. So, here we are. So, now, ang pagkuha ng R equivalent natin sa series is simply we have R1 plus R2 plus R3 plus and so on, Rn. If we have a certain ito, we have here we have Rn, R1, R2, R3. So yan. Ang pagkuha ng R equivalent is simply you just have to add them. While for R equivalent for the parallel, we have this one. We have 1 over R equivalent is equal to 1 over R1 plus 1 over R2 plus 1 over R3 that plus 1 over R1. Or, pwede natin sabihin na R equivalent is equal to, we have this one, if ilagyan mo ng inverse, mangyari dyan is simply we have 1 over 1 over R1 plus 1 over R2 plus 1 over R3 plus that plus 1 over Rn. Ganyan siya. And also, pwede natin gawin natin more easy to use yung parallel natin na circuitry. Let's try to have a certain two parallel resistors or yeah. So we have this. If we have a certain here, we have this one. We have here terminal A tsaka B. Finding R equivalent here. We have R1, R2. Now we want to have the R equivalent of a two parallel resistors. So we have, di ba ganito yung formula natin? 1 over R1 plus 1 over R2, or we have R equivalent is equal to 1 all over 1 over R1 plus 1 over R2. Ganyan siya. Now, so we can simply use this one. So, syempre, what are the LCD of these two. Siyempre, we have R1 and tsaka R2. Now we have here. So we have R2O plus R1 all over R1 plus R2. Now, ito is simply equal to R1 times R2 over R2 plus R1. Or pwede mong rearrange. We have R1 times R2 all over R1 plus R2. So, we have here. So, rewrite natin dito. Ang R equivalent natin na ganito or ito is simply equal to, we have R equivalent is simply equal to R1 times R2 over R1 plus R2. Itong formula na to is pwede mo siyang gamitin only doon sa two parallel na resistor. Now, I hope this will help you to review. Now, here. Now, let's move on here dito naman sa what is Kirchhoff's law. Ano yung dito sa Kirchhoff's law natin? So, as far as you can remember, now, Kirchhoff's current law here states that the algebraic sum of current entering a node or a closed boundary is equal to 0. Or let's say the summation of all currents is equal to 0. Bakit? Kasi nga, if we have this we have this node, as you can see, we have a current entering, leaving, entering, and also leaving. So, sinabi dyan is the current that enters, current N, is equal to current out. So, ngayon, nagkaroon dyan ng we have this so we have here na we have I in is equal to I out. So now we have I in minus I out is simply equal to 0. Ganyan siya. Now, how about KVL? Kirchhoff's voltage law. So we have here, so states that algebraic sum of the voltage around a closed loop, yung loop nga, we have here. So, we have here yung loop natin. Yung loop natin, yun nga, ang loop doon, define kanina that yung closed loop or to, example lang ng loop, is the summation of loops, voltage around that loop is equal to 0. So, as you can see here, let us say, so emphasize natin ito dito. So, to have maybe magkakaroon tayo ng confusion in the later part of this topic, if ever man hindi natin ma-clarify. So, now, yung sa Physics 41 natin, ang ginagamit natin is, if we do this loop, ang nangyari dito, class, is ginawa natin na V minus V2 minus V3, and also we have plus V4 load siya minus V3 is equal to 0. Ito yung ginagamit natin doon sa Physics 41 natin. But, dito, pwede natin gamitin dito, class, na we have kasi may little confusion yung nangyari doon sa Physics 41. Kasi, yun yung assumption ni Kirchhoff's na dapat we have this one. Kung titignan natin yung loop natin here, kung tinamaan natin dito is negative, dapat naging positive. Then dito is positive yung tinamaan niya, still negative pa din. So, but to cure that confusion, ito yung gagawin na lang natin. So, whatever yung first na masagasaan ng loop natin is yun yung sign ng voltage ng element natin. For example, if we have here, if this is our loop, first mo na tinamaan is yung negative, negative mo na yung V1 mo. Here, natamaan na first naman is yung positive, we have V2. Here naman, we have positive V3. And also here, negative yung natamaan dyan, we have negative V4. And dito naman is natamaan na first is yung sa V3 natin. We have that. V5 rather. We have V5 is equal to 0. So now, i-try natin i-differentiate itong dalawa. Kung titignan natin, yung i-compare natin ito dyan sa taas, as you can see, ang ginawa dito is gi-multiply lang naman ng negative yung ito. So we have here naging negative, positive, positive, tsaka negative V5 rather, V5 ito. So, from now on, let's use this convention. Ganito yung gagamitin natin. Kung sino man yung first matamaan ng loop natin, whatever is the sign, yun dapat yung gagamitin natin para hindi tayo ma-confuse if we follow the idea of Kirchhoff's. Kasi ginawa ko doon sa Physics 41 natin is to give justice, though alam ko na, though ito yung practice ko, to give justice to study of Kirchhoff's, if follow ko yung ginawa niyang idea doon. But to cure that confusion here is pwede natin gamitin yung ganito na idea. Now we have here. So we can now proceed to additional topics, which is we have the current division, voltage division. Also, we have the nodal analysis, mesh analysis, supernode, and super mesh. Videos to follow. We have some examples. So thank you.